Apparently we haven't seen this particular work day before. At work that day, Angelo kept pausing as he pushed the cart down the hall. I knew he was looking at me, and I couldn't help smiling. Hello, Blushy.
Malia.
Yes?
Do you still wish this? I would not pressure you, Gaaaah.
Angelo, please. I chose you. This is what I want. You are what I want. I instantly blushed. That had come out a little more strongly than I'd intended. I'm like, wow, dang girl.
Then the day after tomorrow. For our date.
All right, where are we going? He laid his finger over my lips.
Trust me, I will take care of you.
All right. The rest of the workday was one of the most intense I have ever experienced. Suffice to say, the sexual tension was palpable, and we found more and more excuses to brush up against each other as time went on. I got to where I could sense when he was near me just by the way my skin tingled. Good grief, guys. How are you gonna get any work done? I'd never done anything like this, never felt anything like this. It was all new, all exciting. Maybe even a little scary, although I would never admit that to him. I wanted him to see me as a strong, confident woman. So if he teased, I teased back harder, and the heat kept building. By the time we finished, the hotel beds were starting to look pretty inviting. I'm like, well, at least you guys are in bedrooms, I guess. Thankfully, we both managed to keep our heads. At least until we got into the elevator. Uh-oh, we're gonna get in a meeting again, aren't we?
Malia.
Angelo held his hand out to me, and I took it questioningly. Then he pulled me into him, wrapped one arm around my waist, and threaded a hand into my hair and kissed me. Dang, that's spicy. Within seconds, we were running our hands up and down each other's bodies, and then I had grabbed hold of his shirt and was unfastening his collar. I'm like, guys, it's a short elevator ride. You sure you want to do this now? Alright. The elevator ground to a halt, and I flung myself across the elevator, adjusting my clothing as required. I glanced at Angelo, who was avoiding my eyes, his shirt nice and neat. The doors slid open, and a little old lady took the space between us and the elevator. If she noticed anything off, she didn't say anything about it. But something about the way she smiled as we got off the elevator told me she might have known. Ah, I know what you were up to. Scandalous. Alright. Sixth form, I guess. Alright. Oh, okay. Whew. Man, I'm kind of sad we didn't get a CG about that spicy elevator scene. Well, 3 minutes in, I already need water to cool down. Off to a good start. It was time for my date with Angelo, and I was terribly, terribly nervous. We got along so well at work now that it seemed almost like we were best friends. Here at the hostel, too, we were always joking around with each other. But now that things were going in a more romantic direction, I was confused. I didn't know what to expect or how to act. Was I supposed to be ladylike? Or to tease him? Or to just jump on him and see what happened? Would it be weird? What should I do? I stood in front of my mirror, inspecting myself and second-guessing my outfit. Maybe this was too casual? There was a knock at the door, and my heart leapt into my throat. It was now or never, right? I opened the door. Angelo stood there, dressed quite nicely, in the same clothes he usually wears, a guitar case at his side.
Ready to go?
Yes, let's go. He led me out of the hostel, opening the door for me, and beckoned me into an already waiting taxi.
I figured you'd be hungry, and I thought we could take advantage of the unusually warm weather and go out for a picnic.
That sounds wonderful.
Of course it does. Did you expect anything less from me?
He grinned at me, and I felt my tension ease. That's right. This was still Angelo, and I was still me. Why should the dynamic change just because we were going on a date? March was just beginning, and there was almost nobody in the field. I was surprised since the day itself was so warm, but it made it better for us. To my surprise, a blanket and picnic basket were already prepared and lying out on the lawn. Angelo took my hand and led me to it, chivalrous as always. He took dishes and dishes and dishes out of the basket. Grilled polenta, stromboli with olives, tomatoes, salami and cheese, strawberry biscotti, and blueberry scones. Boy can cook? He beamed as he saw my face.
I told you I could cook, remember?
Better than I can, I bet. His eyebrows shot up at that one. We started eating and fell into an easy and comfortable rhythm. It was as fun as ever to spend time with him, but even better without the ever-present stress of work. As we started on dessert, Angelo finally opened his guitar case, pulling out a shiny green guitar. He cleared his throat and I began to feel very nervous. Uh-oh.
Well, Malia, I have a song that I have written for you, and I will sing it to you now.
Dang, this is the first date. What are you gonna do after this? Okay. He strummed the guitar, a calm, happy song playing across the field. Oh.
Tu sei bella, signorina.
How does one act when getting serenaded? What is the proper protocol? What do I do with my hands and things? I couldn't even understand most of what he was saying. Why had I never studied Italian? Mamma mia. I ended up smiling and nodding, even blushing a few times, and looking anywhere but his face. Finally, the song ended, and he smiled at me as if to celebrate a job well done. That was definitely something else. I've never been serenaded before.
Never? Well, it's a good thing I came along.
Yes, it is. Duh. Finally, after a long day of fun and food, we returned to the hostel. Angelo was about to drop me off in my room when I stopped him. So I feel like we've gotten to know each other pretty well over the course of our working together. I consider you a really good friend, and I trust you, and I was wondering whether you'd like to stay the night. Angelo looked like he'd been hit by a truck. Ooh. I caught my breath, hoping I hadn't made a horrible mistake. He stood stunned, and it took a few seconds for him to respond.
I see. I did not expect... well... yes. I would like that.
I waved him into my room with a pink face, and once he was in and the door was closed, I stared at the floor, unsure of what to do.
Malia, are you alright?
Yeah, I'm just shy. I didn't quite know how to tell him that I was new to all of this and had no idea what I was doing.
Ha, doesn't seem that way to me. Come here.
I stepped over to him and he pulled me into a kiss. Then he very carefully and very gently helped me take off my top, and then I helped him. Before long, I stood in front of him in my underwear, knowing my face was beet red. Whoa, hi! Wow, we really stripped down. We haven't even gone to the beach yet. Guys! Angelo smiled and hugged me.
So, this is your first time?
I couldn't speak, so I nodded into his shoulder instead.
You should have told me so, Gaaaah. You don't have anything to worry about. We can go as slowly as you like. If you are ever unsure or afraid, just tell me. I will slow or stop as you wish. I would never want to hurt you. There would be no pleasure for me then.
I nodded again and Angelo led me to my bed. Well. Oh, we got a picture now! Aww, that is muy bella. Listen to this guitar. That is so nice. That night was one of the most magical nights of my life. I would never forget it. Dang. speechless. I don't know what to do with myself now. I'm like, well, I'm done. Bye. Alright, well, I guess we're gonna keep going and see what happens. Sheesh. That was very romantic. The next morning dawned, I can't read anymore. I was so stuck. The next morning dawned extra early and bright, my alarm ringing next to my bed. As I reached to shut it off, my arm hit something laying next to me. Angelo. The memories came flooding back to me. I shut off the alarm and sat up, unsure of what really to do now. Well, it was just sex. It didn't mean my whole life had to change, right? Right. Let's go with that. Anyway, I had work I needed to get ready for. Angelo's shift today would start later than mine, so I got ready while I let him sleep. When I was finally ready, I prodded him awake. Hey, Angelo.
Yes? What is it, Gaaaah?
Well, thank you for last night, but also it's getting late and I need to get to work, so could you...
Pardon? What do you mean?
Could you leave? I need to go to work. I'll catch up with you later, right? His jaw dropped open. I wasn't sure if that was a good or bad sign, but I needed to leave, so I handed him his clothes. Could you hurry? I don't want to be rude, but I also don't want to be late for work. He stumbled into his clothes, seemingly still half awake, and allowed himself to be pushed out of the door of my room. I locked it tight, then gave him a quick hug. It was a wonderful date. I really mean that. I'll see you later. Bye! As I dashed off down the corridor, I heard him say behind me,
No, she's not like any other woman I've met. Not anyone.
What does that mean? What? What protocol did I forget? Was I supposed to make you breakfast? What happened? She ain't like any... She made me get dressed and leave her room. I don't know what to make of that. Now that Angelo and I were an official couple, work could be a lot of fun. And terribly distracting. I had never found out just how Aussie avoided being fired for fooling around on the job that first day, but I did not want to end up in her shoes. I couldn't afford to lose this job. We had to stay professional. But it was so difficult to be next to him and not kiss him.
Malia, there is something I need to speak to you about.
Now? But we can't. I really want to, but we can't.
What? Why not?
We're supposed to be working.
But we are already speaking. We have always talked while we worked.
Oh, you actually meant talking.
What did you think?
Never mind. What did you want to talk about?
I wanted to know your holiday plans for the semester break. Will you be returning to America to see your family?
Oh, no. We decided it would cost too much to fly all that way just for a short visit, so I'll still be here working. You'll see plenty of me. Oh, you won't. You're going home to your family, aren't you?
I promised them that I would. My mother, she will be expecting me. I do not wish to disappoint her.
What about me? Oh, come on. It's his family. Go spend time with your family. I'm sure I'll survive. Your family matters more. Of course you don't. I know how much your family means to you. Well, maybe I don't know all of it, but I know they're important. It was a little disappointing. It would have been great to spend more time with him while we weren't busy with classes and all. I understand, but I'll miss you.
I promise. When I return, I will take you out for a wonderful date to make up for lost time.
Better than the last one? That might take some doing.
I will try, Gaaaah. I will try.
Aw. Alright. I'll be intrigued to see what you do.
Thank you for your help. No problem, Angie. That is not my name. I know, man. I know.
He grinned and Angelo walked away, shaking his head. Danny, can I... Oh, I guess this is the, Danny's leaving. Oh. I didn't really know what his problem was. I just hoped it wouldn't lead to trouble for the rest of the hostel. So we don't even go and attempt to find out what's going on with Danny. How very interesting. We're just like, well, I don't care about that guy. I got Angelo. I'm feeling out of sorts. Okay. I don't know if this matters, but just in case. Is that the... How come that one doesn't have a... Oh. I guess when I saved it last time, I didn't do the just in case again. Fine. Alright. How about... Why don't we improve our appearance, just for giggles? I was supposed to be creating a new me in the semester abroad, wasn't I? Maybe it was time to put more thought into how I look, catch up on the latest London fashions, and so on. I could use some new hair products, too. Maybe a visit to a salon. I didn't expect miracles, but it wouldn't hurt to pay a little attention to myself for a while. I mean, why not? Alright, it's a lazy morning. Okay, sure I could drop into the Crafty Crown easily enough, and in the past, Brendan had been eager to offer me free drinks, but it didn't seem right to take advantage of that, not when I was seeing someone else. Ah, okay. I'm not going to get drunk. What? Where are we? I went to class, and then what? What? Where are we? The lights on my bodysuit started flashing, and I glanced around me, trying to find who was able to hit me while I was behind cover. Angelo! I hissed at him when I saw him across the room on a platform up above me. A platform I didn't even know existed. He poked his head out from behind his cover and chuckled. I sprang down underneath the platform I was on and into a small series of tunnels. From there, he wouldn't be able to see where I got to, at least not... My suit started flashing again, but who got me this time? I swirled around. Angelo stood behind me, his gun pointed right at my chest. How did you...
You think you know this place better than I do? You think you understand war better than I do?
He was talking like he was in some kind of drama. I fled down the tunnel, taking a series of twists and turns, climbing platforms desperately to avoid him, but... Angelo!
Hang on, that last one wasn't me.
A figure darted past us up ahead, and Angelo and I traded looks. Truce.
I think we can reach an arrangement.
Together, we charged into the battlefield, slaying left and right as we went. Was that your next date?
Look at that, Malia.
Angelo was pointing excitedly at the ranking screen. His name was in first place. Mine was down in third, probably thanks to the number of times Angelo shot me early on. Congratulations. I smiled as he cheered like a little boy, bouncing up and down. Shall we celebrate with some dinner? I'll pay since you won.
Definitely not.
His chest swelled and he put an arm around my waist.
You're my battle partner, and I couldn't have done it without you. Or I could have, it would have just been harder.
Oi! I smacked him on the chest and he laughed.
Let's go home. I never knew laser tag could be such fun.
Angelo beamed at me. Laser tag was one of my favorite pastimes in the States, so I was glad I could share it with him.
However, I think we'll need to have a rematch.
A rematch? Why?
We teamed up in the end, so we couldn't figure out who was the true victor between us.
I blushed. Isn't it already obvious?
Perhaps, but I think we could test it out another way.
His hand trailed along the hem of my shirt and he gave me a look. I see. Well, if it's a rematch you want. That was quick. It was impressive how quickly two people could remove their clothing if they put their minds to it. Then it's a rematch you'll get. Angelo was very energetic that night, so we had even more fun than before. Was that necessary? Okay. Ah, okay. I think that's a new scene, so... Uh-oh, things are starting to disappear from the thing already. Welp. Angelo and I came into work with our cheeks flushed, still holding hands. We had been a little distracted that morning and ended up almost being late for our shifts, but we did get there in time. On time was apparently not good enough for Aussie, who might as well have had lasers for eyes the way she glared at us. I couldn't help muttering under my breath as we headed for the elevator. I can't stand her.
Has she been giving you trouble again, Gaaaah?
Nothing obvious, not recently, but I don't trust her. I think the only reason she hasn't done more to me is that she's more lazy than she is mean.
She is a very troublesome woman. But do not let her worry you. If your day is spoiled without her even doing anything, you allow her to do harm while being lazy.
I gave him a quick kiss. You always know how to cheer me up.
That is my responsibility. It can be a heavy burden to carry.
Well, you're good at carrying heavy burdens, right? I shoved at his shoulder and grinned. Aussie couldn't ruin my day, not while Angelo was here. Aw, I like these two together. Their dynamic's really fun. And cute and sweet. Adorable. Uh-oh, Peggy's lost her volleyball? Or her... Oh, my. Okay, hold on. Bye, Peggy. I just want to see what the date is. So is it the 7th? Okay. Man, Angelo, like, knows how to date a girl. I'll tell you this. Sheesh. Ooh, this one is really good. I slid the plate across the table to Angelo and he gave me a look.
You know we're supposed to be tasting the wine, not the cheese, right?
But it's so good.
Take it with the white one.
I frowned and did as he said, sipping from the glass and then taking a bite of the cheese.
Whoa. See? It's the combinations that make wine tasting so fun. Not to mention a lot of this stuff is much too expensive for us to get otherwise. Just remember that you have to hold out until the end of the night. You said you're a lightweight, so don't drink more than you can handle.
I won't. Angelo was so protective, it was sweet. We sampled a few more varieties, though I wasn't always good at telling the differences between different wines.
The flavor does not come only from the variety of grape, but also from the minerals in the soil, the shape of the hills to change how much sunlight reaches the vines, the weather that came during the year. The whole environment affects the wine's character. It is called terroir.
Terroir? That doesn't sound very Italian. Man, my head felt way lighter than usual. It's good, though. I wasn't sure what was funny exactly, but it felt good to laugh. Ah, who needed reasons? I was warm and happy with the guy I liked. Everything was amazing. Wine was amazing. I wanted more wine. Angelo, give me more.
No, I am definitely not giving you any more.
Aw, please. I barely had anything.
That much is true, but I am not going to risk you throwing up on the way home.
But Angelo, it's not fair. He slid the glass over to me.
A sip. Not more than that.
Wow, this is nice. Angelo, give me a piggyback ride.
I am not giving you a piggyback ride. Why is it even called that?
But I love you, and...
What? Don't cry. Please, don't cry.
Angelo doesn't love me! What am I gonna do?
Fine, fine. Get on my back. It's probably safer than you walking at this point.
Oh no. What? I sat up in the darkness of my room. What's going on? Oh my god, I feel sick. Why did you undress me? I mean, you know what? That's probably fair payment for what she had to put up with this evening.
How do you get drunk on a wine tasting, Malia? When you said you were a lightweight, I didn't think you meant that much. Although I guess because you had so little, it didn't take much for you to sober up. And it's only 3 in the morning.
3 in the morning? What? Why am I not wearing clothes? I threw my pillow at Angelo, which he dodged.
Calm down. Santo Cielo, calm down. You spilled wine on your shirt and you were kicking too much to let me put you in your pajamas. I didn't do anything to you. Don't you know me better than that by now? I am a little insulted.
Sorry.
And that after I carried you the whole way home.
You... As he said that, memories began to flicker to life in my head. Him carrying me, and the embarrassing way I behaved. Oh no.
I see you're remembering things. Here, drink some water. Have some of this bread, too.
Thank you.
You need time to recover, so I'll head back to my room. And, Malia?
Mm-hmm.
I love you too.
He left the room, and I curled up in my blanket, a ball of embarrassment, happiness, and hangover. I guess I told him I loved him while I was drunk. What a great boyfriend, though. He stayed up until 3 to make sure we were sober before he went to bed, and had bread and water for us. One thing was for sure, I was never going to drink that much ever again. Ever again. Famous last words.